action beats inaction. Holds true for a lot of things. It certainly holds true for the housing market. And I know what you're thinking. Everyone's tired of the loan officer or real estate agent shaming people for not buying that house or getting on their soapbox. So before you run away, just hear me out. Just hear me out. Come on. Because I'm going to lay out some facts about people that took advantage of the real estate market in the last 2 years and how they won, they're still winning, and how you can win too, and it's not too late. Mind you, the last 2 years, interest rates have been at 30-year highs. So folks that took action and bought were not afraid of interest rate. So that's a big part of this. A year ago, the end of 2023, the average home sold for $487,300. According to the Federal Housing and Finance Agency, values rose by 4.3% between the third quarter of 23 and the third quarter of this past year, 2024. This is back in line with historical averages, pre-pandemic levels. So that $487,300 home is now worth $508,000 just a year later. That's over $20,000 in appreciation in 1 year. While others were holding off because of high interest rates or wanting the market to crash, missed out on $20,000. 2023 to 2024, while everyone was sitting around waiting on rate, they're still waiting because interest rates virtually haven't moved. In 2023, the average mortgage rate was 6.8%, peaking at 7.79 and bottoming at 6.09. This past year, 2024, mortgage rates averaged 6.7 and peaked at 7.2. So a little more stable, but the average, about the same. Look, I guarantee you that I care more about mortgage rates being low than 99% of the population. But I fell victim to waiting around, whether it be in my mortgage business or taking action on homes. Again, those action takers are in homes, earning equity, $20,000 over the last year. They refinanced. They had an opportunity because they were in the home. They had opportunity when that rate dipped down in the sixes to refinance, and they took advantage of temporary dips. I'm not talking to people that weren't in the market to buy. You know, not everybody's in the market to buy. I get it. But if you were somebody who wanted to or thought about buying in 2023 and 2024 but didn't, let's get it done in 2025. What if you could buy the house and you could just sit back and chill and wait on the rates while you're in your house, earning equity? Goldman Sachs, pretty big operation. They anticipate home price appreciation of 4.4%, right on average, business as usual. U.S. News and Housing Market Index predict continued price increases over the next 5 years with an annual growth rate between 4 and 5.5%. According to U.S. News, we will see slightly more housing inventory as mortgage rates stabilize between 5.5 and 6.5%. So according to these appreciation estimates, if you bought a home today for $600,000, you could expect the following gains over the next 5 years. Year one, that $600,000 house becomes a $626,000 house. In year two, it's worth $654,000. Year three, $683,000. Year four, $713,000. And by year five, just 5 years in, that $600,000 house, based on estimates from Goldman Sachs and the U.S. Housing Market Index, not me, those guys, year five, your house is worth $744,000. It's $144,000 in equity in just 5 years. And not to beat a dead horse, but those people who did take action over the last 2 years, they gained equity and they've refinanced from 8% to 7.25%. Maybe they even jumped on in 23 or 24 when rates dipped and got into the sixes. They have a rate at or better than today's market value, and they've been earning equity. Those action takers will continue to gain equity, and they'll continue to refinance as mortgage rates fall. I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm not trying to make people feel bad if they were unable to buy. I get it. This isn't one size fit all. Also, I get it that people don't give a shit. Some people are just completely comfortable and happy with their current situation, and this isn't for you. But I talk to people all the time who tell me how bad they want to own a home, and they tell me how bad they want to buy that house, and I pre-approve them, and they're able to, and then they just don't because they're waiting for prices to fall. They're waiting for interest rates to go down. And how long do you wait? Wait for what? Wait until your children grow old and up and leave? Until you're so old and broken down that if the person that has the means to buy, but you're sitting around waiting in the market, if that sounds familiar, let's just have a conversation. And while you think about that, think about this. Waiting the last few years didn't do you any favors. Didn't get cheaper to buy a house. Didn't get insurances didn't go down. Taxes didn't go down. If anything, it got more expensive. It's not going to get any better, unfortunately. I think the 2025 housing and mortgage market is going to be defined by one word, and that's competition. So if we look at it critically and think about what's likely to happen over the next few years and how each piece leads to more competition, let's think about it. President Trump's coming into office. People feel comfortable with him and the economy. Say what you will about him, but he wants people spending money. He wants the United States producing things. He wants the economy humming. That's what he hangs his hat on. So people are going to be confident and they're going to start buying. He also proposes tax cuts. People are going to feel like they have more money in their pocket. More people are going to get in the market simply because of that. Inflation is down and expected to continue to move down. People are going to be spending less at the grocery store, less on gas. Again, more money in their pocket. More people are going to get into the housing market. There is a huge bottleneck of would-be homebuyers that are waiting for this scenario. Also, the economy is expected to grow, and wages are predicted to grow by 3.5% this year. All while mortgage rates are expected to stabilize around 6.5%. No predictors that I've found have anything in 2025 lower than 6.5%. So rates, although they're still a little elevated, they're going to stabilize. They're going to normalize. People are become callous to them. They're going to adjust their budget, and they're going to go buy the houses. Flat out, more people are going to be in the housing market. More people in the housing market does not equal cheaper houses. It means that that seller is now getting 5 offers instead of 1. If these things sound like they're feasible and sound like they're true, what do you think is going to happen to home prices? They're not going to plummet. They're not going to drop. And it's been 2.5 years. I've had these conversations with people for 2.5 years. If you want to sit around and think about every possible outcome, fine. If you want to look into doing something like this, look into buying a home and moving into it, look into an investment property, call me. My contact info is readily available on my YouTube channel, and I'd love to talk to you. We can book a call, and we can figure it out.